It is crazy that we can read the saints and the church fathers. Like, bro, I picked this book up on recommendation. I had a couple questions, a couple priests and people recommended these books, and we can just like buy them. That's insane. That's crazy. No one in all of history has had this much access to the wealth of knowledge that is in the literature of old. That's crazy. Sometimes my boss and I will be doing something and we'll look around and we'll be like, humans built this. That's crazy. And it's just that same attitude. It's like, what is happening? We just are so desensitized to life. And then when you look around, it's like, oh my gosh, we're living. That's crazy. Back in business. It's been good. These past couple days, I have been spending more time gaining clarity. Even on my lunch breaks at work, I'm journaling, I'm writing down, I'm strategizing. I have spent the past 4 years making little to no progress out of lack of consistency and lack of clarity. That ends now. Been going through, and I think I'm asking better questions. A large part of the gaining clarity process is knowing what questions to ask. Instead of asking questions and then not really having a firm answer on them, but since I asked myself the question, pretending that I'm satisfied with the answer that I gave and moving forward. Now, if I don't know a question, I'm trying to search for the better question to ask to bring clarity so that I can answer the first question. An example, who are you making videos for? Super important concept. You look on YouTube, that's what everyone's telling you to solve. And a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was like, yeah, I think I know. But I think I know for the biggest question isn't enough. And so instead of who am I making videos for, before I can answer that, I looked for other questions. What do I want my channel to be known for, associated with? How can I provide value documenting my life? What angles do I have when it comes to making videos? I'm done. We're gonna get it uploading promptly. Dude, this is so nice. This is crazy. It's so weird. When I used to, hold on, I gotta get this posted. When I used to make talking head videos and they were just guides. Basically what I would do is I would have to find a topic to talk about within my content tree of things that I talk about on this channel. Script every word, find a bunch of steps in the process of whatever I was talking about, put it into a framework or an SOP, and then I would have to figure out what B-roll I'm gonna film on top of that. And that took so long, and given I've learned how to be more productive since, but that would take me like 2 or 3 weeks while I was working a full-time job. But now I'm making these vlogs. Bro, I came up with the idea and filmed it Thursday, did the raw edit Friday, today's Saturday, and I finished the edit and the thumbnail. We'll see if it performs well. I would have loved to put more time in. I just didn't know what I was filming, which is one drawback from this style. But it feels good to know that I can actually like push myself and pump out a video in essentially 2 days if I need to. It is crunch time, dude. It's crunch time. I'm not gonna say I've wasted 4 years. The past 4 years, as unproductive, as pathetic as they have been, have made me who I am now. Glory to Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. I am grateful for who the Lord has cultivated me to be, the skill sets that I have. But I can't afford to do this like 50% in mentality anymore. I'm not saying goal worship, I'm not saying hustle culture, I'm not saying the utmost obsession. I don't care if you think this sounds like a cope. Because we're going to die, it doesn't make sense for me to value my goals above all else. That's idolatry. That's idolatry. If the meaning of life is money and orgasm, I don't want to do that. I don't want to live. If my faith doesn't come first and influence the way I go about achieving my goals, if it isn't the reason, the backing, the rocket fuel to get to my destination, it is idolatry. And I pray that the Lord does not let me fall into such temptation and pride. However, in the light of that context, I gotta lock in. We gotta lock in. It's time to be consistent. It's time to be intentional. It's time to be dedicated. Not pridefully ambitious, but dedicated. Tomorrow is not promised. The next moment is not promised. Something that I've been reminding myself lately is like, I could have a brain aneurysm right now, drop dead. So with the time that the Lord has blessed you with, in light of knowing you're in His presence, let's take some time to gain clarity on what we're doing next year. What did we do right this year? What did we do wrong? How can we avoid it? What actually matters to us? Glory to Jesus Christ. Remember to put Him first. By St. Gregory of Sinai. You lack faith, even though you may profess faith verbally, and you deceive yourself without realizing it, and you will incur the rebuke. Because you did not receive me in your heart, but cast me out behind your back, I too will reject you. Ezekiel 5:11. I say this because I'm scared of it. If you say you have faith and that doesn't inform how you go about achieving your goals, that's idolatry. So in light of Christ, in light of our ultimate purpose, theosis, of communion with Him, of glorifying Him, gain clarity and be intentional and clear going into the next year. I think that's a really good time to do that. I pray that you have a peaceful, restful, relaxing end to your year, and that you have a reverent, intentional, clear, and faithful start to the new year. Thank you all for all of your support this year, especially recently. Glory to Jesus Christ. I'll see you next year.